Hey, what's up string keepers, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, what we're gonna share with you guys is about the brutality of the mating process. That is for the streams, Caridina streams, and one of the reasons for doing this video is because I have got a lot of messages from breeders around the world having this problem like, why is my stream dying? My parameters are really spot on and everything is doing fine, but have you checked some other things? So in this video we're going to talk about why and we're going to show you some examples of how this kind of like the brutality of the mating process, and there is a lot of articles out there to share about the mating process, how they fly around and things like that. So just before we go into today's topic, I just want to give a special shout out to Patrick. He's a German hobbyist living in Germany. He has given me some very nice messages and to thank me about the things that I've been sharing and the knowledge that I've been sharing as well. So appreciate your kind words. Definitely, at the end of the day, I think everybody is here to actually share their experience, and we want to actually grow as a community as a whole. I think that's something that I have been putting out since many years ago. It is not a quick fix, right? There's a lot of things that's not a quick fix. So it takes time. It takes years to actually build all this up, and it's to share this information, this valuable information with you guys. So thank you for the kind words. So going, to today's topic about the brutality, and over here you're going to see some of the videos that I'm going to share. These footages that actually show how the female, the female get kind of like attacked. It's quite an event to actually witness it, and the reason for this is because we wanted to share with you guys how brutal it is and why we should be mindful of having certain things that you have to be mindful of, your ratio, your selective breeding process and things like that. This is very important, and the reason is because, as you can see some of these footages, you can see even before the female stream has molted, the male streams are already attacking her. And so normally what actually happens is that when they molt, after they molt, then the male will start to mount on her, and then they will fertilize. However, actually what we have observed for many of the Caridina streams is that the female actually releases the pheromones, or release the smell to actually attract the males to actually come. And if, let's say, when you have a lot of males, like on some of these footages over here, you can actually see that the males outnumber the female, and there's two things to take note. So the very first thing is you can see that the male and the female size. So if you have a too big a male on a too small female, that's a problem, right? So when you have a small female, you also have a problem. So having that pair, or having that size idea, to get the whole idea about small males and larger females, I think that will be ideal, because if the male is too big, he's going to attack the female, and then the female will get injured, and in the process, when they get injured, they kind of like, before they die, they actually become like open food or food for the rest of the streams to come and attack. It invites such a phenomena that will happen, and that's the reason why choosing your selective, when doing selective breeding, it's very important that you do check the size of the streams. Your male usually should be slightly smaller than the female, and also lesser than your female. So normally what we do is that we can do like 2 males and 10 females. If you want to do like breeding mass, kind of like mass breeding. If you want to do like selective, you want to do 1 male, 2 females, 1 male to 2 females, or 1 male to 3 females, that's also possible. However, you must understand that Having a very little stream in the tank can be quite a challenge because the bioload may not be strong. So a very mature tank, which I'm going to do another video on mature tank, that is very critical as well. So as you can see that, you know, the males are very persistent during this mating ritual. They will go around flying, and they will keep mounting onto the female even before they moult. And you know, I have taken several footages of females that hasn't molt, but the males are already on them. They are actually waiting for the female to molt, and they know that the female will molt through that smell release. So in most of the articles that have been written, most of the time they say that when the female molts, and then the male will start to mount on them. However, you know, over such evidence that we have documented, it is clear that the females actually start to release, or the males actually know that that female is actually going to molt. It could be from the release, a slight tear at the back of the stream, you know, before the molt actually totally comes out, and that actually opens up to predatory instincts for the streams to actually come and attack them if, let's say, the female actually do not do very well in that sense. And of course, you know, the consistent mounting of the male to the female, it actually tires out the female drastically, and it actually impacts and eventually wears the female down in such a state that she may not be able to feed. She's in stress, she's in shock, and if there is no manual intervention, like for example netting out the female to another tank, then chances are the female will die, and then it becomes food for the rest of the streams. So ideally we want to remove such situations. So what we want to do is that we want to create an environment for them to make sure that they breed in such a way. So for example, this stream that has been mounted multiple times and it has been wear down consistently, at the end of the day, I had to remove it. I remove it to another tank to stop the so-called documentation, to allow the female stream to actually recover. However, we can see that, you know, there has been a lot of attacks from the male, and eventually after many days there is no sign of the female buried. So what in that sense, the female is actually technically not ready in that sense. So it is very important to actually think about during selective breeding, or even having a community tank where most of the time the females are the one that gets attacked. So for example, if we purchase a bag of juvenile streams that has, let's say, 20 of them, when they start to grow big, you can actually see which are the males and females. You want to remove the male, the excess male, and then keep the males that you want in the tank. So I think that's how the thought process is, and not having like five males to 2 females or 1 female, because like I've always been emphasizing, is that if you have 1 female and 5 males, you know, these 5 males will actually attack her. But if you have 1 male and 5 females, then, you know, the aggression will be spread among those 5. So these are some of the very basic ideology or the methodology that we have observed and want to implement, and always have been implementing and emphasizing that it is critical that we should be looking out for male and female, and that takes time, right? It takes maybe 2 years, 3 years to actually keep sitting down in front of your tank to actually select and understand which are the male, which are the female. So I have done a video on how do you actually look at male and female through the antennas. I think that is one of the more accurate methodology to actually differentiate between male and female. And the reason is because when they are small, you cannot actually see their belly. There's no like a C-shaped belly for small female, or just newly minted female, and that's the reason why we use the antenna as a gauge, with, of course, with respect to the body size. So for example, a very quick and fast way to actually I explain this is that, for example, there's two strings of the same size, the female will always have a shorter antenna, and if you cannot differentiate between male and female, you can actually look around your tank and then see, okay, this is a longer one with the same size, then you have to say, okay, then the shorter one will be the female. So over time, over years, you will get a hang of it. And of course, you know, you cannot have a very dirty tank, because if you have a dirty tank, it impacts your visual and you cannot really actually see them as well. So that is also one of the reasons why some of the tanks, I think most of the tanks, are kept really simple, with all this in mind, you know, helping, you know, not pulling us away from or distracting us away from getting the correct identification of male and female. So I think that's one of the critical things that we have also been thinking about as well. So I think that's all for this video. Please remember to subscribe if you like this channel, and for those who enjoy this video, please remember to give a thumbs up as well. And until next time, peace out.